Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. You know what it is, you know who it be. Intellect, the one and only homie. I don't fuck with phonies. Y'all know what it is. I gets it in. Let's get it. And today, we talking about it. Oh, we talking about it. The DCEU, the state of the DCEU. My thoughts, what I feel. All right. As far as numbers go, we're gonna break that down a little bit, but I'm gonna have to go in. All right. As far as the DCEU, I've seen every movie so far. All three of these turd nuggets. Being a little harsh, but I'll tell you why in a sec. When Man of Steel first came out, I think I hit my mic. I'm sorry. When Man of Steel first came out, I watched it and I enjoyed it. I was like, yo, this is the best Superman movie ever. And when someone asked me why, you know what I told them? It's not because it's a good movie. It's just because at the very end, they rip off Dragon Ball Z basically and fight like Goku fights around regular Dragon Ball. And, it's cool action. I'm like, yeah, like, nothing representative of what Superman would actually do or has actually done. But it was good. I liked it. Zod was a good bad guy till he had this little Anakin moment at the end. Krypton was cool. Russell Crowe, not an actor that I personally like, as far as he just doesn't do it for me as an actor. But it was a good beginning. I like that. Kevin Costner was horrible. Did not like his character at all. Was glad he died, and yet it was the worst thing I'd ever seen. So it was a movie that was there's so many bad things, but it did one good thing, just one, and that was the fights. That was it. Other than that, and Lois Lane, I like Lois Lane a lot, and Henry Cavill, he actually is a good Superman. Overall, I liked the movie because I was entertained by the movie. I didn't actually like the movie. if that makes any sense. Like I out of all of them, it's probably my favorite one, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we go to BVS, a movie I saw opening weekend that I swore I wouldn't see because I hate Ben Affleck. He's one of the worst actors of our generation. Each decade he's acted, he's been involved in the biggest flops and the worst panned movies for mainstream movies. I mean, there's worse movies. Obviously, like he wasn't in the room, but for movies that were supposed to be good, Pearl Harbor, Daredevil, they were horrible. And he's been in these kinds of movies forever. He's been known as a bad actor forever. The only reason he's known as a decent actor today is because movies are kind of going through what music goes through. This is what hip hop went through in the 90s. What I mean by this is after the 90s, when it came into the 2000s, there was a time where beats were so good, like you didn't even have to rap good. You just had a dope beat. And then you could say some bullshit with a catchy hook and dude, you got a hit. This is what they're doing now. You got great visuals. So you could mask bad acting around great visuals and moments. Like, I don't need to act good if I just look angrily into something and panting. It's like, it's the moment. And then cut to action scene or cut to me doing something that looks cool. It's like, that's where these movies go. And that's what Zack Snyder does. He's a bad director. He has not directed one good movie. He's directed entertaining movies, but at best they're overacted and silly. At worst they're BVS or Sucker Punch, about the same. But yeah, BVS. Oh my god, it was just horrible. It's like, first of all, like I was one of the few people who didn't mind seeing Batman's parents' death. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was just to build scenes, to build up the momentum of the character being introduced. And But that whole floating bat vortex, it's like, come on, dude. Dream or not, that just looks stupid. It's like, and then and just the whole shoehorning Ben Affleck into the Superman fight in the worst possible way they could have done. Oh, you're gonna introduce Batman knowing about that? How are you gonna introduce him? Are you gonna introduce him as Batman saving civilians and then being, I don't know, somehow incapacitated by one of the buildings collapsing, but like he gets out of the way in time where he doesn't die, but he's hurt or something, and he just can't deal with Superman at the time. And then he's just there in the aftermath. There's many ways you could deal with this. And what did they decide to do? They decided to put this motherfucker in a Mini Cooper. In a Mini Cooper. Driving around, weaving through debris, falling down. Like there's a Transformers fight going on around here. And he's telling people in his building to get out. Like, yo, I can't tell I should get out by the first building being destroyed by these superhumans. Nah. Or these meta-humans, my bad, like as they like to call them. But really, bruh. All right, so after that, I've seen this movie 3 times. Saw it twice in the theater, and the only reason I went the second time is because my friend begged me to go with him. I was like, I don't want to see it again, but you hadn't seen it, and it's like, fuck it, I ain't got nothing to do. It's the weekend. Let's go have a beer or two and watch BVS, and I'll show you how bad it is. And I still got the poster today. That's right, second week. I went to AMC in Burbank, and I got a poster from the first week. There was like just a stack of posters. There was like they couldn't give them away fast enough because we went in there. There was 2 other people there, and those 2 other people weren't sitting together. It was empty. All right. And so yeah, after that happens, I think I forgot where I left off, but I'm gonna catch up anyway. All right. After that whole Mini Cooper fiasco BS, and then the building falls down and all that, it's not that good of a scene. It could have been cool. You know what I mean? But it would have been better just to add that into the end of A Man of Steel and have Batman saving people, but you don't even say he's Batman. You just show him. And like, you don't even have to show him. You don't even have to cast anybody at the time. You can just show like the cape and zoom and like him zipping people off, so you never see a face, but you just like, oh, what is that? It's like that's a great Easter egg lead up to BVS, but Zack Snyder's not a good not a good director, so. So yeah, after that, you get into. I'm gonna go into the Ultimate Edition version because they show Jimmy Olsen saying, "Hi, I'm Jimmy Olsen. I'm here to get shot in the face because that's awesome for some reason." And Superman comes in to save Lois. Clearly kills a dude. You fly at super speed through 3 layers of wall, holding the dude. It's like, yeah, that dude's like liquefied at that moment. He's completely. Not only is he dead, that's a horrible way to die. It's like, even for a bad guy, that's a horrible way to die. It's like, good job being Superman, and so it's like, after all, like that whole movie, it's just slow paced, bad acting, trying to build up. It's like they keep trying to have building blocks, but it doesn't create anything. It just, here's like this cool little story about this senator chick, and she gets killed, and so does Lex Luthor's assistant. But why would he kill his own assistant? What? And Superman is acting like it's his fault because he wasn't searching the room for like a lead box. It's like, it's like, dude, you're going into like a court. You think at any time Superman to keep his guard down, it'd be where there's like a bunch of police and cameras everywhere. It's like, yeah, it should be like one of the safest places. That was just actually a good idea that they could have played it better, but they just ruined it by jar of piss. It's like Lex Luthor was just horrible. The worst casting. It outshadowed how Ben how bad Ben Affleck was, because this is the one thing I'm hating, how people keep saying he is the best Batman. Stunts aren't him acting. Fighting scenes aren't him acting. The way his suit looks isn't him acting. These things are cool, but that's anybody. Anything could be done. Anyone could do that. As far as him acting, he really brought nothing. All he did was, "Do you bleed? You will." It's like he's just shaking and slowly talking shit and being angry, or he's being like a sarcastic douchebag. We don't like suits and clowns in suits and all. It's like, that would have been a cool line if you delivered it properly, but you're just like, mm. It's like, nah, man, I don't feel that, bruh. Not at all. The worst actor to be Batman, and it's horrible Batman. Just a horrible Batman. And Batman doesn't kill, but we could get into that later. Batman definitely doesn't stab people in the chest and then dig the knife into their stomach and rip it open. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, that's not what Batman does. Batman doesn't throw boxes at people's faces and mush their skulls into the wall. It's like, I mean, that's not what Batman does. And Wonder Woman was in there, but they gave it to Gal Gadot. She is a model from the Fast and Furious movie. She is not a good actress. What is going on here? It's like, it doesn't matter if you put her as a side character. We don't put them as the lead character. That's two bad actors, and one definitely unproven bad actress in the lead. I mean, I get it. She's a beautiful woman, but being beautiful doesn't equate to talent. You know what I mean? Just look at Kim Kardashian. I'm just saying. Like, this is not good. The movie was horrible. It was panned by everybody. There's a few diehard fans who like it because it looks cool, but here's the thing. I get liking a bad movie. I like They Live. It's not a good movie. It's a corny, campy 80s movie, but I like it. I'm not going around telling you it's better than The Thing. No, The Thing is actually a great movie. It's way better than They Live. You get what I'm saying? And the reason I bring those two up, because they're from the same director. And they came around at the same time. So as far as BVS goes, it was just a mess. And then shoehorning Doomsday in. And the way it's like, if you're going to kill Superman, kill Superman. Don't have the thing floating and say, yo, Justice League is around the corner. What? Superman's dead, dude. You know you're going to bring him back. It's like, why are you wasting this? You cram 4 or 5 great comic book stories into one movie. It's not a good idea. It's a horrible idea. Look at Justice League War. Introduce all those characters. It was really not the first movie, because Batman movies were like the first. I think it was Son of Batman. That was like the first movie in the animated universe, but that was the one that they showed everybody and they brought everybody together. I'm not sure though. I don't know my timeline on that, because I loved animated movies, and yeah, they introduced it perfectly. It's a great Justice League movie. Even though they wasted Darkseid in the first movie, but you could tell he's gonna be back. But it's still awesome. BVS is horrible. It's boring. The action is kind of cool, but it doesn't last too long. And the coolest thing is the rip-off of Arkham City, which I get is cool, but it's like that's not the actor. That's just stunt coordinators and stunt doubles. You see what I'm saying? Anybody could do that. As far as filling the role, he's horrible. Jeremy Irons is great. He's a great actor, but he couldn't really do much to save this movie. And he even said that movie deserved all the bad things that were being said about it. That's honesty. And that's why he's a great actor, among many reasons. And we're going to go to Suicide Squad, which was literally a ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy. So much so that it actually took one of the songs from the Awesome Mix, which people are like, oh, so what? Movies have the same music all the time? True. Touche. Let me bring another point. Guardians of the Galaxy. Its entire soundtrack was based on the fact that Peter Quill was from the 80s, and he only had like 70s music. It was the music his mom gave him. And at the end, the Awesome Mix 2 was 80s music, and that's what's going to be in the next movie. It was actually part of the plot, and it was explained perfectly to where anybody could get it. Suicide Squad, on the other hand, is a modern take on everything. Modern is the key word here. So modern that Skrillex and Rick Ross did a song and a music video with Jared Leto being the Joker in it about the movie. So this movie doesn't need old songs at all. This movie is set in modern day, and I get it, hipsters like to pretend they're cool and listen to old stuff and try to do old stuff because it's retro, but honestly, this movie did not need any music that isn't from the 2000s and above. You know what I'm saying? There's already 15 years of music that they could have chose from. There's no reason they needed to go and get a song from the Animals and the Rolling Stones. It's clear what they were trying to do. They're trying to fill in moments with great music. You know what I mean? So and it's just the beginning. The way Guardians introduces their characters when they're in the jail cell, and it drops their stats, and it's one of them each. The reason that makes sense is because it's part of the jail. They're in outer space. It's alien technology. Makes sense for Suicide Squad to come out and to literally have stats and introducing all of them in jail. It's like, are you serious right now? I seen Guardians of the Galaxy. It's right over there. It's over there. And you're trying to do the exact same thing? Really? Alright. And unfortunately, that's the best part of the movie. The best part of the movie is them ripping off Guardians of the Galaxy. Damn. So, after that, they introduce all the characters. The two main characters, which I don't even gotta say, you know who they are, Harley Quinn and Deadshot. They introduce them very well. One thing that really pisses me off is Batman. What did you say in BVS? I thought men were brave. Men don't sneak up on dudes while they're dropping off their daughter. It's like you couldn't wait for him to drop his daughter off and then leave the apartment and then still catch him with his guard down. No, you had to catch him when he's with his daughter, and then his daughter saves you from getting killed? What? What's going on here? That was horrible. They just ruined that because it was a great moment because he's connecting with his daughter and just ruined by that. That's not something Batman does, and just B, that's just the most cowardly and dumb shit I've seen in my life. Like, what? What? You sneak up on a dude with his daughter and his daughter saves you? Bro, how inept are you? Come on, man. So, the Flash cameo was pretty cool, but it's like Flash. Even though Captain Boomerang is one of his trademark villains, it's just like, dude, it's so overkill. You know what I'm saying? It's barely seeing anything. It was a cool little scene, but added nothing to the movie. As basically everything did, and the Enchantress, like her introduction was really cool. I liked how when she placed her hand on the table, the other hand got to turn around and she was like just the Enchantress. I was like, yo, that's dope. But that was it. That was it. After that, she was this weird belly dancing, gyrating thing that didn't match with the head. I've heard people say it's like because of the CGI. Like I thought she was just like really getting into those awkward dances because it just did not look right. It looked weird. They wasted Diablo. Like they killed Diablo. And he ended up being one of the most interesting characters. But they also killed that one dude with the ropes. I don't even remember his name because his name is not even important. They just show him and then he dies. He's there to basically show people that, yeah, if you run away, they're going to blow your head up. I don't know his name. I don't care to because he clearly didn't matter to the movie. And one thing also ripping off, I don't remember or ever remember Captain Boomerang having a thing for a unicorn doll. But that's clearly a Deadpool thing, and it was even a main part of the credit scene. But for some reason, it was vital to Captain Boomerang. More ripping off, in my opinion. And yeah, and after that, they ripped off the Avengers with the ending as far as the godlike figure using a machine that shoots a blue ray into the sky that's going to destroy the world. But the only difference is in the Avengers, the dude was bringing an army to destroy the world. Everything is just going to kill everything. It's like it was just horrible. So overall, the movie was really bad, but it had cool moments. Like Harley Quinn was good, but she had some of the most cringe-worthy lines when they introduced Katana, and she's like, "Oh, that's beautiful. What's that smell? That stench of death?" Or something. I was like, "Ah, you fucking over here sounding like Fire Marshal Bill as a female." Speaking of Fire Marshal Bill, let's get into Jared Leto's Joker, which was very Fire Marshal Billish at times and very Riddle-ish. It was the worst Joker I have ever seen. The worst. Like that one Batman cartoon that had the Joker in a straight jacket, and he was like, and he had like beast-like powers. He was just flipping over, and he had like long dreadlocks, and he was basically like a beast character, like the X-Men's Beast. Like he was just flipping and very acrobatic, and had beast-like abilities. It was just horrible. So overall, that movie sucked. And the end credit scene with Ben Affleck saying, "Oh, I'm building my own team." I'm like, yo, when did you turn into Tony Stark? Like seriously, when did you turn into Tony Stark? It's like, are you seriously recruiting people using the government? It's like, come on, man. It was a bad movie. It's the state that they're in for me is reboot or bust. That's my slogan, reboot or bust, because they've killed it. They have destroyed it. I mean, I guess you could always fix it. Then they're trying to do that with Jeremy Jahns and taking away the power from Zack Snyder, one of the worst directors of all time. But they're giving it a lot more power to Ben Affleck, and he's just horrible. He's a horrible actor. He shouldn't be leading. It'd be different if he was like Booster Gold or something. That'd be cool. And he could direct the movies. That's cool. But him being the main character, he can't carry a movie. At best, he's somebody who other people's great performances carry him in great movies, like Argo, like Good Will Hunting. You know what I'm saying? Like Boiler Room. Little known classic. Y'all should watch it. It's a good movie. And he was just a douchebag in it. And that's all he's ever been good at, being a douchebag or an asshole. And that's not because he's a good actor. It's because he's not a good actor. And those are the most basic things you can do. So, on that note, let's talk about Justice League real quick. And Justice League, him going around, first of all, literally recruiting the Flash almost identically to the way that Tony Stark recruited Peter Parker in Civil War is just disgusting to me. Cyborg looked pretty cool. Aquaman, first of all, they should have cast that dude as Lobo. Horrible casting. Why are you going to cast him as Aquaman? You could have had the dude from Sons of Anarchy play Aquaman, perfect Aquaman. And that's my dog barking. But yeah, he'd have been a perfect Aquaman. And this dude, I think his name Jason Momoa, would have been a perfect Lobo. But he isn't. For some weird reason. So on that note, man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Hopefully that's going to be a good movie, but I am not going to go watch it. The only way I'll go watch it in theaters will be in the second or third week and my friends watch it and say, that shit is amazing. Other than that, I will refrain. I will show restraint. But I am going to go watch Doctor Strange and Rogue One because those movies are going to be awesome. So, that's the state of the DCEU. That's Mozart barking in the back. My name is Intellect. You know what it is. Hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't, sorry. I would suggest go watching DC Animated Universe. because those are great movies. So have a good one.